Hello, friends. Do you want to build a career in real estate but are afraid whether you will clear the exam on the first attempt or not? Then all of you should watch today's video from start to finish. You'll find out what type of questions are asked on your exam and how you should answer those questions. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel, friends, because with this one video, you will practice more videos, and the probability of clearing the exam on the first attempt increases. You will find all the videos on this channel. If you practice with those videos, trust me, you will clear it on the first attempt 100%. All right, friends, let's get started with this video.
Question number 1. A property owner grants a farmer the right to enter the land each autumn and harvest naturally growing pecans for 5 years. Which property interest has been created? A. Easement appurtenant. B. License. C. Profit apprendre. D. Life estate. Correct answer C. Profit apprendre. A profit apprendre allows someone to enter land and remove natural resources. Question number 2. A lender approves a mortgage for 75% loan-to-value LTV on a home selling for $680,000. How much is the required down payment? A. $170,000. B. $510,000. C. $136,000. D. $204,000. Correct answer A. $170,000, a 25% down payment on $680,000 equals $170,000. Question number 3. A developer combines 3 adjacent lots into one larger parcel, increasing the property's total value beyond the sum of the individual lots. Which appraisal principle best describes this increase? A. Assemblage. B. Contribution. C. Progression. D. Conformity. Correct answer A. Assemblage. Assemblage combines adjoining parcels to create greater overall value. Question number 4. A tenant leases undeveloped land for 40 years and constructs a retail building at the tenant's expense. Which type of lease is most commonly used for this arrangement? A. Percentage lease. B. Ground lease. C. Gross lease. D. Net lease. Correct answer B. Ground lease. Ground leases allow tenants to develop land while the owner retains ownership. Question number 5. A homeowner receives written notice that a portion of the property will be acquired for a new interstate highway after fair compensation is determined. Which governmental power is being exercised? A. Police power. B. Taxation. C. Escheat. D. Eminent domain. Correct answer D. Eminent domain. Eminent domain allows government acquisition of private property for public use with just compensation. Question number 6. A commercial property produces $360,000 in annual gross rental income. Comparable properties have a gross rent multiplier GRM of 10. Using the GRM method, what is the estimated market value? $3,240,000. B. $3,960,000. C. $3,600,000. D. $3,420,000. Correct answer. C. $3,600,000. Estimated value equals gross income multiplied by the GRM. Question number 7. A homeowner grants a neighbor permission to use a private driveway until a new driveway is completed. The owner may revoke this permission at any time. What interest was granted? A. Easement in gross. B. License C. Easement appurtenant. D. Profit apprendre. Correct answer. B. License A. License is temporary, personal, and generally revocable. Question number 8. A shopping center lease requires the tenant to pay base rent plus a percentage of annual retail sales exceeding a specified threshold. Which lease is this? A. Gross lease. B. Ground lease. C. Net lease. D. Percentage lease. Correct answer D. Percentage leases combine base rent with a percentage of business revenue. Question number 9. A survey describes property boundaries using distances, compass directions, and physical monuments rather than lot numbers. Which legal description system is being used? A. Rectangular survey system. B. Lot and block system. C. Recorded plat method. D. Metes and bounds. Correct answer D. Metes and bounds. Metes and bounds identifies land using measurements, directions, and monuments. Question number 10. A lender agrees to reduce a borrower's monthly payments during the first 3 years, with payments increasing gradually afterward according to the loan terms. Which financing arrangement is this? A. Balloon mortgage. B. Graduated payment mortgage. C. Reverse mortgage. D. Interest-only mortgage. Correct answer B. Graduated payment mortgage. Graduated payment mortgages begin with lower payments that increase over time. Question number 11. A homeowner signs a listing agreement giving one brokerage the exclusive right to market the property. The owner later finds a buyer without any broker's assistance and completes the sale. Under the agreement, who is generally entitled to the commission? A. No one, because the owner found the buyer. B. The listing broker. C. The buyer's broker only. D. The closing attorney. Correct answer B. The listing broker, an exclusive right to sell listing, generally entitles the broker to a commission regardless of who finds the buyer. Question number 12. An investor purchases an office building for $3,600,000. The lender requires a 20% down payment. How much will the lender finance? A. $2,880,000. B. $720,000. C. $3,240,000. $2,960,000. Correct answer. A. $2,880,000. The lender finances 80% of the purchase price. $3,600,000 checks 80%. Question number 13. A subdivision developer records restrictions limiting homes to residential use and requiring approval before exterior changes are made. These restrictions are commonly known as A. Easements in gross B. Police powers. C. Covenants, conditions, and restrictions. CC&Rs. Licenses. Correct answer C. Covenants, conditions, and restrictions. CC&Rs establish private restrictions governing property use within a development. Question number 14. A commercial tenant agrees to pay base rent while the landlord pays property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and operating expenses. Which lease best describes this arrangement? A. Triple net lease. B. Gross lease. C. Ground lease. D. Percentage lease. Correct answer B. Gross lease. Under a gross lease, the landlord generally pays most operating expenses. Question number 15. A county planning commission requires a developer to submit a detailed drawing showing proposed streets, utility easements, lot dimensions, and drainage systems before approving a subdivision. What document is required? A. Property survey. B. Site plan. C. Plat map. Title commitment. Correct answer C. Plat map. A recorded plat map illustrates the layout of lots, streets, and easements. Question number 16. A borrower chooses to pay additional discount points at closing in exchange for a lower mortgage interest rate over the life of the loan. What is the primary benefit? A. Lower monthly mortgage payments. B. Elimination of closing costs. C. Automatic loan approval. D. Higher loan-to-value ratio. Correct answer A. Lower monthly mortgage payments. Discount points reduce the interest rate, lowering future monthly payments. Question number 17. An appraiser determines two adjacent commercial parcels are worth $900,000 separately. but $1,050,000 after being combined into one larger development site. The additional value is called A. Contribution B. Plottage value. C. External obsolescence. D. Conformity. Correct answer B. Plottage value. Plottage value is the increase created after assembling adjoining parcels. Question number 18. A seller transfers ownership but continues occupying the property for 2 weeks after closing under a written agreement with the buyer. This arrangement is commonly called A. Holdover tenancy. B. Seller possession agreement. C. Estate at will. The 500th lease assignment. Correct answer B. Seller possession agreement. A post-closing possession agreement allows temporary occupancy after settlement. Question number 19. A real estate brokerage advertises that a neighborhood is perfect for young professionals without children. Which federal law is most likely implicated? A. Truth in Lending Act. B. Respect. C. Sherman Antitrust Act. D. Fair Housing Act. Correct answer D. Fair Housing Act. Advertising that discourages protected classes may violate fair housing laws. Question number 20. A lender issues a loan commitment stating financing will be approved only if the property appraises at or above the purchase price and the borrower provides proof of homeowner's insurance. These are examples of mortgage covenants. B. Contingencies. C. Encumbrances. D. Closing costs. Correct answer B. Contingencies. Loan approval often depends on satisfying specified financing conditions. Question number 21. A buyer purchases a property using owner financing. The seller transfers title immediately while the buyer signs a promissory note secured by a mortgage. Which document creates the borrower's promise to repay the debt? A. Mortgage. B. Promissory note. C. Deed. Deed. Settlement statement. Correct answer B. Promissory note. The promissory note contains the borrower's promise to repay the loan. Question number 22. An investor purchases a duplex generating $48,000 in annual gross rental income. Comparable duplexes have a gross rent multiplier GRM of 11. What is the estimated market value? A. $528,000. B. $480,000. C. $576,000. D. $550,000. Correct answer. O. $528,000. Estimated value equals gross income multiplied by the GRM. $48,000 times 11. Question number 23. A landowner discovers that a neighboring fence has extended 3 feet onto the property for several years. Which professional should the owner consult first to accurately determine the legal boundary? A. Appraiser. B. Building inspector. C. Licensed surveyor. D. Mortgage lender. Correct answer C. Licensed surveyor. A. Licensed surveyor determines the precise location of property boundaries. Question number 24. A borrower obtains a mortgage requiring monthly payments that cover principal and interest only. Property taxes and homeowner's insurance are paid separately by the borrower. Which statement is most accurate? A. The loan includes a balloon payment. B. The loan is negatively amortized. C. The lender is prohibited from requiring escrow. D. An escrow account is not being used for taxes and insurance. Correct answer D. An escrow account is not being used for taxes and insurance. Some borrowers pay taxes and insurance directly instead of through escrow. Question number 25. A commercial lease requires the tenant to pay rent plus property taxes, building insurance, and maintenance expenses. Which lease is this? A. Gross lease. B. Percentage lease. C. Triple net lease, NNN. D. Ground lease. Correct answer C. Triple net lease, NNN. Triple net leases require tenants to pay rent plus taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Question number 26. A homeowner sells a property and realizes a taxable profit. Which federal tax concept generally applies to the gain realized from the sale? A. Property tax assessment. B. Capital gain. C. Special assessment. D. Transfer tax. Correct answer B. Capital gain. A profit from the sale of property may be subject to capital gains tax. Question number 27. A developer submits detailed construction drawings to the local government before beginning construction of a new office building. Which approval is generally required before work can legally begin? A. Building permit. B. Certificate of occupancy. C. Title commitment. Easement agreement. Correct answer. A. Building permit construction generally requires a building permit before work begins. Question number 28. An appraiser values a property assuming it will be used for the legally permissible purpose that produces the greatest economic return. Which appraisal concept is being applied? A progression. B. Highest and best use. C. Contribution. D. Competition. Correct answer B. Highest and best use. Highest and best use identifies the most profitable legal use of a property. Question number 29. A borrower refinances an existing mortgage primarily to obtain a lower interest rate while keeping the remaining loan balance. This transaction is known as A. Loan assumption. B. Reverse mortgage. C. Rate and term refinance. D. Bridge financing. Correct answer C. Rate and term refinance. A. Rate and term refinance changes financing terms without significantly increasing the loan amount. Question number 30. A newly completed commercial building passes all final inspections, allowing tenants to legally occupy the property. Which document is typically issued? A. Occupancy agreement. B. Final survey. C. Building warranty. D. Certificate of occupancy. Correct answer D. Certificate of occupancy authorizes legal occupancy after required inspections. Question number 31. A property owner agrees to sell land but retains legal title until the buyer completes installment payments under a land contract. During the contract period, the buyer generally acquires A. Legal title. B. Equitable title. C. Fee simple title. D. Leasehold interest. Correct answer B. Equitable title. Under a land contract, the buyer generally receives equitable title before legal title transfers. Question number 32. An investor purchases a retail building for $2,850,000. The lender agrees to finance 78% of the purchase price. How much will the investor borrow? A. $2,223,000. B. $2,166,000. C. $627,000. D. $2,280,000. Correct answer A. $2,223,000. Loan amount $2,850,000. Trek 78% $2,223,000. Question number 33. A real estate licensee exaggerates that a home has the best view in the entire city, even though this is clearly a personal opinion rather than a factual statement. This is best classified as A. Fraud, B. Misrepresentation, C. Puffing, D. Negligence. Correct answer C. Puffing. Puffing consists of exaggerated opinions that reasonable buyers are not expected to treat as facts. Question number 34. A commercial tenant agrees to pay a fixed monthly rent regardless of the business's sales volume, while the landlord remains responsible for operating expenses. Which lease is this? A. Triple net lease. B. Percentage lease. C. Ground lease. D. Gross lease. Correct answer D. gross lease. A gross lease typically requires fixed rent, while the landlord pays operating expenses. Question number 35. A homeowner replaces an old roof with premium materials costing $40,000, but an appraiser determines the property's market value increases by only $28,000. Which appraisal principle best explains this result? A. Contribution. B. Competition. C. Substitution. D. Progression. Correct answer, A. Contribution. The value of an improvement depends on how much it contributes to overall market value. Question number 36. A seller transfers ownership of a property by executing a deed that provides the greatest level of protection against title defects arising before and during the seller's ownership. Which deed is being used? A. Quitclaim deed. B. Bargain and sale deed. C. General warranty deed. D. Professional warranty deed. Correct answer, C. General warranty deed. A. General warranty deed provides the broadest warranties of title. Question number 37. A county assessor increases a property's assessed value after discovering a recently completed addition that substantially increased the home's market value. The primary purpose of the assessment is to determine A. Listing price, B. Property taxes, C. Replacement cost, mortgage qualification. Correct answer, B. Property taxes. Property assessments are primarily used to calculate property taxes. Question number 3080. A developer submits plans for a new residential subdivision. Before issuing building permits, the local government requires approval of the overall subdivision layout, including roads, drainage, utilities, and lot configuration. Which approval process is taking place? A. Certificate of occupancy review. B. Plate approval. C. Mortgage underwriting. D. Title examination. Correct answer, B. Plat approval. Local governments review subdivision plats before development proceeds. Question number 39. A homeowner obtains a mortgage with monthly payments that are initially lower than the accrued interest, causing unpaid interest to be added to the loan balance. Which loan feature is illustrated? A. Interest-only payments. B. Balloon payment. C. Negative amortization. D. Loan assumption. Correct answer, C. Negative amortization. Negative amortization occurs when unpaid interest increases the outstanding loan balance. Question number 40. A real estate broker receives a written offer but intentionally delays presenting it because another buyer is expected to submit a higher offer later that day. Which fiduciary duty is the broker most likely violating? A. Accounting. B. Disclosure. C. Confidentiality. Loyalty. Correct answer, D. Loyalty brokers should promptly present offers while acting in their client's best interests. Question number 41. A homeowner owns property bordering a large natural lake. Which type of water rights generally accompanies ownership of this property? A. Riparian rights. B. Littoral rights. C. Appropriative rights. D. Surface rights. Correct answer, B. Littoral rights. Littoral rights generally apply to land bordering lakes, seas, and oceans. Question number 42. An investor purchases a commercial building for $4,500,000. The lender finances 72% of the purchase price. How much is the buyer's required down payment? A. $1,260,000. B. $3,240,000. C. $900,000. D. $1,350,000. Correct answer, A. $1,260,000. Down payment =, 28% text $4,500,000 =, $1,260,000. Question number 43. A brokerage advertises that it specializes in finding housing only for people of a particular national origin. Which federal law is most likely violated? A. Truth in Lending Act. B. Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, RSPA. C. Fair Housing Act. D. Sherman Antitrust Act. Correct answer, C. Fair Housing Act. Advertising that indicates a preference for a protected class may violate fair housing laws. Question number 44. A property owner grants another person the right to remove gravel from the land for 10 years. Which property interest has most likely been granted? A. Easement appurtenant. B. License. C. Leasehold estate. D. Profit apprendre. Correct answer, D. Profit apprendre. A profit apprendre allows a person to enter land and remove natural resources. Question number 45. A buyer purchases title insurance. Which risk is the policy primarily designed to protect against? A. Future changes in market value. B. Undiscovered defects in title covered by the policy. C. Property tax increases after closing. D. Physical damage caused by storms. Correct answer, B. Undiscovered defects in title covered by the policy. Title insurance protects against covered title defects that exist as of the policy date. Question number 46. A builder completes construction of a new office building and schedules the final municipal inspection before tenants move in. What document is generally issued after all required inspections are successfully completed? A. Building permit. B. Certificate of occupancy. C. Survey certificate. DOD. Warranty deed. Correct answer, B. Certificate of occupancy. A certificate of occupancy authorizes legal occupancy after final approval. Question number 47. An appraiser determines that a vacant parcel has little value today, but is expected to become highly valuable after a planned highway interchange is completed nearby. Which appraisal principle best explains this conclusion? A. Contribution. B. Anticipation. C. Conformity. D. Progression. Correct answer, B. Anticipation. Anticipation recognizes that value is influenced by expected future benefits. Question number 48. A commercial tenant signs a lease requiring payment of rent plus property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and most operating expenses. Which lease is this? Ground lease. C. Triple net lease. NNN. D. Percentage lease. Correct answer, C minor, triple net lease, NN. Triple net leases require tenants to pay rent plus taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Question number 49. A homeowner sells a principal residence and asks a tax professional whether part of the gain may qualify for a federal exclusion if all legal requirements are satisfied. Which tax concept is involved? A. Transfer tax. B. Depreciation, recapture. C. Mortgage interest deduction. D. Capital gain exclusion. Correct answer, D. Mine. Capital gain exclusion. Federal tax law may allow qualifying homeowners to exclude part of the gain from a principal residence sale. Question number 50. A buyer receives a property description referencing a township, range, section, and principal meridian. Which legal description system is being used? A. Metas and bounds. Government Rectangular Survey System, PLS. C. Lot and block system. D. Recorded plat method. Correct answer, B. Government Rectangular Survey System, PLSS. The Public Land Survey System identifies land using townships, ranges, and sections.
Hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do give it a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, take a moment to check out the other videos on the channel, and be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you so much everyone for watching.